guys! In today's video, we're going to be covering what we consider the best gaming keyboards on the market today. If there was a keyboard in this video that you like or maybe even own, make sure to let us know down in the comments below. Whether you're gaming, working, or just chasing that perfect desktop aesthetic, it's always been one of the key ways you interact with your PC, and should be carefully considered for your placement alongside the best gaming mouse on your battle station. Starting off the list will be the Corsair K100 RGB Optical. When you want to go that extra mile and upgrade to the absolute best of the best, it's hard to find more premium options than the Corsair K100 RGB. Be warned though, this is a big keyboard. Its enormous footprint still requires some desk cleaning before it can be nested comfortably. But feature-wise, the K100 RGB's got it all. Dedicated media controls, a USB pass-through, a metal volume wheel, and RGB lighting. Speaking of RGB, there is an aggressive amount of RGB in this keyboard. During our tests, we noted excellent key responses, a decent spread of keys for most hand sizes, a satisfying tactile click to each press, and wonderfully dimpled keys to help you rest your fingers when you're not actually pressing down. While this all seems quite obvious, it shows that the K100 RGB nails the basics as well as including the fancy extras, and that's why it's on the top of our list. Let us know what you think about the K100 in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell us why. Next up is the HyperX Alloy Elite RGB. For a board that can be illuminated up to 16.9 million colors, the HyperX Alloy Elite sports a relatively simple aesthetic while still packing the features we expect out of a quality gaming keyboard. It comes in your choice of cherry MX brown, blue, and red. What it lacks in a dedicated macro column, it makes up for with its reasonable price, quality, and its durable design. The HyperX Alloy Elite RGB leaves no feature box unchecked. It's equipped with dedicated media controls, USB pass-through, a detachable wrist rest, and full RGB backlighting. It also includes an extra set of silver keycaps for WASD and the first 4 number keys to up its aesthetics. The board supports full N key rollover, meaning you never have to worry about key presses not registering. The new HyperX Alloy Elite 2 has now been launched, featuring some gorgeous ABS pudding keycaps, but only seems to be available on the HyperX 2 website right now. It's damned pretty, but you don't get the wrist rest. You win some, you lose some. Our third pick is the Razer Synosa Chroma. If even mecha membrane keys don't suit you, and you demand a full membrane typing / gaming key experience, the Razer Synosa is the deck for you. I know there are people out there who prefer the soft embrace of a pure membrane switch, and that's fine, each to their own. The Synosa has some of the best feeling low-profile membrane keys I've ever tested, and at a retail price of $60. It's one of the most affordable gaming keyboards out there. Well, past a certain threshold of quality. While it may lack some of the features several gaming keyboards pack these days, stuff like dedicated wrist rest or media controls, it does boast Razer's extensive RGB lighting, which can be programmed on a per-key basis or applied by zones. It's a solid, no-frills, nice-looking keyboard that's the best membrane option of a huge range that I've ever tested. There is a step-up version of the Synosa available, still for $20 extra. The only real addition is Underglow RGB, so unless that kind of ground effects package is massively appealing to you, I recommend you save your cash and invest in the base model. Have you ever used a membrane mechanical board? Let us know. Up next is the Logitech K840. Logitech's proprietary Roamer G-switch is where the magic lies. Designed in collaboration with the Japanese switch Giant Omeron, it was traditionally reserved for Logitech's high-end boards. Now they're served in the budget-friendly K840 for the first time. Because you're scoring the Roamer G-switch at such a low price point, you're not going to find any extra luxuries on the K840. Never mind dedicated macros and USB pass-through, there isn't even any backlighting. However, it's still rocking Logitech's restrained aesthetic, made even more so by eschewing extra lighting frills. However, the keycaps are an issue with cheap, fragile pad-printed lettering that's likely to wear off over time. Are you an FPS player? Then the Asus ROG Strix Scope might be for you. Asus's ROG Strix Scope is a keyboard made for function over form. While it's festooned with the typical array of RGB lighting, the solid aluminum top plate sports an understated industrial design that's welcome in an era where flash and spectacle too often take precedence. The Scope is a solid, durable, reliable keyboard that works exactly as advertised without the bloat of unnecessary gimmicks. And with a wide range of Cherry's RGB switches, you can find the Scope in practically any flavor you'd like. It also has a few quality-of-life features that should appeal to first-person shooter fans, as the name might imply. Full macro customization is available, and the left control key has been broadened to make it easy to hit during tense firefight without accidentally actuating other keys. The Scope's more compact form factor also means that it, and all the other bottom row keys so often critical in your FPS, is really easy to reach down and smack when you need it. What's your favorite FPS to play lately? Our interesting next pick is the Razer Huntsman Elite. The Huntsman family of Razer keyboards is the only place in the world to find their optomechanical switch, and it's one of the best and most technologically interesting switches on the market. The optomechanical build eschews traditional metal contacts and instead actuates by a beam of light that fires through the switch when the key is depressed, meaning actuation is almost instantaneous. The other major advantage of removing all the relatively frail, slender metal contacts from the switch is that they're rated as twice as durable as standard mechanical switches, up to 100 million keystrokes. They're tactile switches that actuate at 1.5 millimeters and 45 grams of force, meaning they're ridiculously easy to spam but still provide tactile feedback. They're also great for typing for much the same reason. The rest of Elite is well designed too, with a comfy detachable magnetic wrist rest, a full suite of dedicated media controls, and multi-function dial that can be used for anything from altering your PC's volume to scrolling through lighting suites for the 16.8 million RGB color options. It also features some handy storage on the keyboard, so you can easily save your preferences to a profile that will travel with you if you move it to a different machine. It's an excellent, fully featured keyboard with some truly fantastic switches, though you'll pay a premium for the privilege of using them. And finally, onto the SteelSeries Apex Pro. The Apex Pro is built around one headline feature: its ability to set the actuation point for every key individually. Still, it's also an incredibly solid, competitive gaming keyboard, even without the groundbreaking customization. That said, adjusting the actuation point on key-by-key basis is an incredible boon, particularly for anyone that splits their time between typing and gaming. If you find you struggle to decide between a linear and tactile switch, the Apex Pro offers you a hybrid that can satisfy both needs in the same model. Set a deeper actuation for typing or higher when you need to spam keys in a MOBA or MMO. Or if you find you're frequently nailing particular key by accident and blowing your cooldown, you can set it individually to require that you bottom out, so you'll really need to push it with intention. The Apex Pro also features a novel OLED display in the upper right-hand corner of the board, which lets you alter the actuation, though only across the entire board uniformly. The per-key settings allow the SteelSeries engine software to handle media controls or even display a tiny animated GIF. While it's more gimmick than a necessity, it does let you alter some key settings without having to dig deep into a separate software suite. And the low profile of the chassis with the heightened keycaps contributes to the beautiful aesthetic, with little to no wasted space around the board's edges. There you have it. If you made it this far, please let us know which keyboard you like the most in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe for more helpful videos like these and to stay up to date on all the latest tech news and updates. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week.